There's a quote by people, they will say, oh, adopt, don't shop, which I see quite often, and I find it quite heartwarming that people are giving a second chance to dogs. My name is Eugene and I'm 20 this year, so I've been volunteering for 4 years now. Causes for Animals was started by 5 like-minded individuals who would like to do a little something more to the street dogs and cats. The main aim of CAS was to come up with programs in partnership with other organizations to achieve a stray-free Singapore. You don't need to be rich or what to contribute back. Okay, you can have a full of your own heart and sincere, and you come on site to volunteer. Animals who are unadopted will stay with us, or we'll try to find foster home for them. Ling is found on the far end of Singapore and came in for a treatment. So she has a cancer on her vulva, and then she went through chemotherapy with us. We thought that she's quite sweet and loving to be with us so that we can find a home for her. This took us time because she's very shy and she needs time to open up to people. It's best that if people who are keen to adopt her, they can come to our adoption center regularly to volunteer and spend more time with Ling.
For CAS, most of our cats are in foster homes because we find that foster homes are a better environment for the pets compared to dogs. Their names are Da Hua and Lily, so it was names given by the feeders. They were basically cats that were roaming downstairs. We actually took them in as part of our TNR program. They were actually released back after that, so they were living in the community for a good 5 months before a python came and tried to attack them. They managed to escape because the feeders were there, and then they managed to free Lily out of the python. There were only 2 cats in the community anyway, so that's when we offered to take them in to rehome. A lot of people have this misconception like, okay, I'm going to be a fosterer because I'm going to test out whether I can keep pets or not. So if I don't like it, I can just return it to the shelter. It's actually more than that. Most animals in foster homes, they need rehabilitation. Sometimes they have medical issues or they have medical needs, so they are better off in a foster home. A role as a foster, not just to provide shelter, but you have to assist them in some of the medications as well as some of the behavioural issues, or like just to get them used to people again. In Singapore, unfortunately, a lot of animals don't come from very good conditions if you buy them because they all come from breeding farms. For people who are not inclined to adopt, I would say give them a chance, come in and have a look at them. Some of them are shy, but some of them are friendly. They do deserve a chance at a home. I know like some people have this expectation, oh, when I go into a shelter, the dog must like jump on me, then I'm the chosen one. May not work that way. Sometimes it takes a while, so do have patience for it. And I always advocate adoption because like technically you save 2 lives. If you bring the dog home from the shelter or you bring the cat home from a foster home, it actually empties out that space, which allows us to save another animal who probably needs that place.
The animals that we rescue, most of them come from the streets. So basically we run a TNR program where the animals are trapped, neutered and released, but sometimes we find that they are of a good temperament and we actually decide to rehome them. So most of them are community cats or street dogs. For the trap, neuter, release program, the ideal situation is that we prevent lots of maggot wounds and fights, because a lot of times when the female dogs go on heat, the male dogs come after them and there's a lot of territorial conflict. So with sterilization, we find that the dogs are a lot calmer, a lot happier within the area that they actually live in. A lot of times the animals that we do sterilize and eventually rehome, they end up spending beautiful lives in homes off our streets. All in all, we always ask of Singaporeans, there's lots that you can do. You can help volunteer, so effectively walk our dogs or help us clean the facility. If you cannot, you can help sponsor a dog. Some of our dogs are in long-term medical conditions and require financial help for that. Or alternatively, if you looked at widening your family circle and including a pet in your family, then we ask that you consider adoption over buying a pet.